Hello and welcome to what I believe to be called Live the Dream Cube. So this is a new cube on Magic Online, and supposedly it's titled Live the Dream. So I imagine it's all about doing really cool and exciting things. I haven't looked at the cube list. One thing I really enjoy doing for new formats is just going in completely blind and figuring out the format as I go. I think it's not only fun for me in particular, because it's something you only get to do once, right? You can't undo an experience. So every time a new format comes out, I try and do that. And the other reason for doing that is it really helps you like fine tune your card evaluation skills, because you're figuring out the format as you go. So it's a good way to have an experience you don't get to have often and enjoy it or get better at your game like going forward. So that's why I like doing it. Here I'm seeing Dig Through Time with alternate art. Is that a oh, it's a dog. All right, that might be my new favorite artwork. He's digging. That's amazing. I was going to complain about the new art, but that is absolutely fantastic. So I can't complain. So I'm going to start taking fixing, because one thing that I do when I have no idea what's in the format is try and stay open. And then once you get a feel for what things are happening, then you can kind of narrow in on one archetype. I think Dig Through Time Kess is very strong. What does this do? Just 3 damage is also good. There's some ramp. And then some like token creation. I'm seeing Selesnya Eulogist and Hero of Precinct 1. So I'm guessing tokens are an archetype. Spells is an archetype. Seems big creatures is an archetype. The Great Henge is quite good. A lot of the artwork is not loading, but that's okay. Righteous Confluence. Oh, this is like the bad cryptic command. Okay, we could take Prismatic Lens. We think we want to stay open. It seems like there's a lot of ambitious things going on. So that could be a good option. Another route is Fetid Pools, just for good fixing. What does Coffin Queen do? Put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Oh, that's quite awesome. So you basically get free reanimation, and you can choose whether to have it die or not. So, oh, it gets exiled. I was going to say you could keep recurring it, but exile makes sense there. And then Humble the Host. I wonder if they have like Godo Bandit Warlord, because that's a combo. But on its own, this card is just ridiculous. You get a copy of your creature every turn. Like, that's insane. I'm intrigued by Mind Shrieker. 2 mana to make a player mill and you get bigger when the CMC is there. Maybe it's self-mill? Like if you're reanimating big creatures, like paying 2 mana to turn Mind Shrieker into an 8/8 by like milling Shieldred could be good. But I think we're just going to play it a bit conservative and take Prismatic Lens. I did pass a good bit of green-white earlier, and there are a solid amount of good green-white cards in this pack as well. So I'm just keeping an eye on what I'm passing and what I'm receiving. There's a Mind Stone, which is essentially the same as Prismatic Lens. Oh, Underground Sea. Okay, so there are duels. That's good to know. What is this? A 5 mana 4/4. When it deals combat damage, choose a card in your hand. That player guesses whether the card's converted mana cost is greater than 4. And if they guessed wrong, you can play it without spending mana. That's quite awesome. I like that a lot. I'm a huge fan of Mind Stone. Bolas's Citadel is also just an excellent card, although I'm seeing a lot of big mana costs, so I don't know if there's like a dedicated Bolas's Citadel deck. Given that there are duels, I'm probably just going to pick up Underground Sea. Again, I passed a lot of good green-white cards, so it's possible I end up in blue-black, and this is just the best like mana fixing land you can ask for. The other option I would take would probably be Mind Stone, or maybe Elspeth, but again, I'm staying open, getting a feel for what's in here, and then opening a Chromatic Orrery and completely forgetting everything that I did before. I mean, well, it's so awesome. 7 mana, you get 5 colorless mana. So it's actually not even that expensive on the turn you play it, because it fixes things. And then you can draw a color for each color among permanents you control. I love it. What's not to like? So that is a high priority for me, especially because it helps us stay open, right? Like, we're not really risking much by taking... It costs 7, so that is a cost, but it doesn't require us to go many colors. Glade Muse, whenever a player casts a spell on a different turn, they draw a card. There's a lot of cards I've never seen before. I also love Nyx Bloom Ancient, going really big on mana, but we're going to start with this Chromatic Orrery and go from there. Bloodstained Mire helps us get Underground Sea. Wilderness Reclamation, that's probably a good option as well. I'm just reading every single card. When this enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard. So this is basically Entomb with lifelink and no art. I'm interested in that. Gisela is just absolutely absurd. Double damage, half damage. Collectively basically means if she's in play, you just win. I think I'm going to take the Bloodstained Mire though. We have the Chromatic Orrery, and I'm feeling like Grixis is probably where I'm going to end up. Ooh, Pyromancer's Goggles. Oh my gosh, I love this cube already. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. I I feel like I'm going to do a lot of drafts of this cube because this is specifically in it. I just love copying big spells. I would imagine Cruel Ultimatum is in this cube, given that I'm seeing Pyromancer's Goggles. So doing something like double Cruel Ultimatum with Goggles, it can't be beat. Okay, you can beat it. It's not actually like the strongest play, but it's so much fun. So we're going to take this and see if Grixis spells, which is an archetype I'm very fond of, like, in general. See if it's a supported archetype in this cube. And if it is, I'm just going to draft this cube a lot. Okay, so we have Winding Way. I think we're playing creatures. Corpse Augur, draw X cards, and lose X life. No, I don't like that. Don't like that. I'm not playing creatures except maybe a Runescarred Demon. What do you do? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library, and you can play that until end of turn. Not a huge fan of that either. We could go really big with a demon. I don't think I need that much payoff. Kaya's Guile can help us stay alive, and exiling graveyards could be a good idea. So maybe I'm just going to take Kaya's Guile. And there could also be like a multicolor spells archetype or something like that, but we're going to figure this out together. Temple Garden. Wow, that art is definitely something. Seasoned Pyromancer is okay. Regal Caracal. Okay, so the white deck's actually quite open. And this card's very strong. It is 3, 4, 5, 7 power for 5 mana, and 4 of it has lifelink. Sarkhan's Unsealing is really sweet with big creatures, which definitely might end up being something that I get towards. A big part of me wants to just take this Temple Garden and go straight up 5 color and just hope for the best. But I was saying that green-white was also probably being taken. I think I'm just going to take the Temple Garden and see what happens. Here we can take... Hero of Precinct 1 is pretty good if we do go like mostly multicolored. I don't know how I feel about Drakuseth. It is a 7 mana 7/7. But if it does get off a hit, you basically just win the game immediately. I think I'm going to take the Sunbaked Canyon though. It's a land that also, it fixes for mana, but then in the late game it can turn into a card, which decks like this you can definitely... Oh, wait a second. I have Pyromancer's Goggles. We're taking Cathartic Reunion. I totally forgot about that interaction. So the reason for doing this is that you can copy it. So you only discard 2 cards, but then you get to draw 6, which is quite nice. Spite Bellows is 3 mana, deals 6. Righteous Confluence exiles enchantments. I could take Helm of the Host, but I don't think I really want to be playing creatures. So we're just going to take this card. Okay, Bolas' Citadel came around. I think that tells me a little bit about this format. I don't think I can play Bolas' Citadel on this deck. I mean, maybe, but it's looking like I want to have some expensive spells. I gotta see what else is happening. This deals damage. This pays life. So this cannot prevent Bolas' Citadel. I guess I'll take it and just see what's happening here. Sunblast Angel is very good. Kills all tapped creatures. I guess I'll take that one. And then this is an Entomb. Probably not going to be playing this, but we'll see. Carrion Grub. There's some weird cards in here. And this is only cards from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card. Oh, interesting. Except it's 1/1. There are so many cards I have to read. So this basically is a free Corpse Dance every turn, but it Corpse Dances them as 1/1 creatures. Cool. So I guess the archetype I'm supposed to be in is Reanimator because the like Gravebreaker, Lamia, and Necromancy came around. I really didn't want to go Reanimator. I don't know how I get rid of my sideboard. There we go. What do we want from this pack? So that was just pack 1. That is awesome. I like Atris. Yorion's interesting. We could go with the big Yorion deck. I think that's unlikely to be good, but it's an option at least. Bloodstained Mire doesn't go so well with Tundra, but we do have a couple double white cards that we might want to end up going for. There's also Supreme Will, Fate's Fetters. I think I'm going to take Tundra because it's just rare. Like, getting fixing is more important, and especially if we are ending up 5 colors, this pack's going to have something good for us anyway, so we're going to take Tundra. I need more red spells. I literally have 1 right now. But Pyromancer's Goggles went almost entirely around the table, so at least red spells is open. Or maybe I'm overvaluing it because I haven't seen the full cube list. Okay, so we get Solemn Simulacrum, Mana Confluence, Thunderblast. Ooh, that's a sweet one. Mimic Vat, Taiga's a really good card. All these cards are awesome. They're spider spawning. Oh, this is kind of decision paralysis. So Kolaghan's Command is the best option to go with Pyromancer's Goggles because we can like double copy. So essentially, if we have Pyromancer's Goggles, Kolaghan's Command, and then any creature that gets back instants or sorceries, we can kind of go infinite because we can use one to like bring back our creature and do stuff. Then we get a second copy to kill whatever else we want. Solemn really helps like fix our mana and make the deck more consistent and things like that. But I think I'm going to try and go for the Pyromancer's Goggles deck. And this card is just good in general. There are a lot of very strong artifacts in this format, like killing your opponent's Bolas's Citadel or Chromatic Orrery, I think is a high priority. And it's really cool with the goggles. So I'm going to take this and I'm probably going to wheel something good from this pack, even if it's just like a Ravenous Chupacabra or something. Whenever you cast your first instant spell each turn, if this is tapped, you can copy that spell. Well, it seems unlikely that we're going to be able to tap that guy, but there is a Remand. I think Remand is really good. Lightning Helix and Blasphemous Act are also very good. And Helix is good with Pyromancer's Goggles. Remand is our only source of interaction right now. This is a bit challenging because I think I might just want this because we are kind of red-white. I mean, we're kind of every color and we don't really have any blue cards. So maybe I could stay mostly not blue. This is hard. I think I'm just going to take the Helix. Secret Foundry is very good. Ooh, Prophet of Krufix. That's a good one. I do enjoy Prophet of Krufix. We don't have that many creatures, so being able to cast things with Flash is not that useful. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Sacred Foundry. We also have the Bloodstained Mire, and we are kind of becoming red-white. So I'm going to take that, but Prophet in a different deck is just unbelievably strong. Ooh, okay, we got Fight with Fire. So if you can copy this with Goggles, you do just win the game. Thematic Compass can help with our mana ambition. It's not the worst thing, but it's ambitious. Canyon Slough is fetchable with Bloodstained Mire and would help us with black. Although right now I don't even think we're going to be playing a whole lot of black aside from like Kolaghan's Command, and it might come around. I think I'm going to take Fight with Fire. It's just a really nice win condition. It's also an even 20 to the face, which is pretty like killing your opponent exactly is very rewarding. So I'm going to take that. I got to see what this is. Put a charge counter on it. Add X mana of any color. Wait. Whoa. So 4 mana, and then you pay a mana, and it adds 1. And then it adds 2. Whoa, that seems... I've never seen that card in my life. That might be the card for us. We're going big. I'm taking Empowered Auto Generator. Right? I'm reading this right. So the first time you tap this, you add 1. The second time you add 2. The third time you add 3. Yeah, I'm down for that. This also seems like a good Midnight Clock deck. I don't know why none of the arts are loading, so I'm very sorry about that. This is a 3 mana 0/0 Vigilance, +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control, and then for each color among permanents you control, you add 1 mana of that color. That seems nice. And I know Riku is very strong too. You can pay to copy spells or duplicate creatures, but I think to make our mana work out a little bit better, I need a bit more early acceleration. Here, there's Gamble. There is Genesis, so you could like gamble for Genesis and go off that way. Mythos. So 3 mana kill anything. Yeah, I'll take that. I do like Lotus Cobra. Sun Titan doesn't do a whole lot in this deck, but this is just good interaction. Kills any non-land permanent. Start of Extinction. Birthing Pods in this cube? Okay. Alright. We're getting somewhere. We're going to take Star. 20 damage to each creature. I think Stuffy Doll we passed, but that is also another really fun win condition. There's probably more copies than just Star of Extinction for Stuffy Doll. And yeah, killing 2 lands and wiping the board if we have the goggles, or, you know, just wiping the board and killing a land is very strong. This pack, not as much wheeled as I would have liked. I think we're going to go for Atris because it's just the best card on its own. This, when it enters the battlefield from your graveyard, or any other creature, they deal damage equal to their power to any target. Yeah, we're just going to take Atris. It's just a fine card. And here we have Chupacabra. I don't see a whole lot of reason for us to take this Taiga, because we don't have any green spells, and Chupacabra is a good card, so we'll take that. Lumbering Falls, it's similar, but it's more free because we're not passing anything that's like too absurd. I guess Mire Triton can help us keep stay alive, because it is a 2 mana 2/1 Death Touch gain 2. And again, I'm probably not playing green spells, so we'll just take the Mire Triton. it'll be pretty nice in matchups where our opponent's trying to kill us. Puppeteer click, yoinks a creature from the opponent. Sure, I'm not going to be making Mirror March tokens, although I do appreciate that that exists. There's Squee. Right now we have Cathartic Reunion as a way to discard it. That's fine. I think Squee just blocks for like an eternity. 5 mana 4/4 destroy stuff. Yeah, we'll just take Squee. Rankle came around. I am interested in Rankle and Archfiend. Okay, so I think black is open. Again, we probably are supposed to be Reanimator, but I wanted to have a bit more fun. Right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of support for Pyromancer's Goggles, so I probably would not take it as highly as I did in this pack in future drafts, but it's one of my favorite cards, so I had to try it. We do have Boros Reckoner Star of Extinction. So this is whenever it's dealt damage, it does it to any target, and this does 20. So if this is in play, and then you Star of Extinction, you just win. I do like that a lot. Gruul Signet and probably Knowledge Exploitation are the other ones, but this is going to basically cost 7 mana every time. So if your opponent has a strong instant or sorcery, you can steal it. But 7 mana is a lot to ask, so we're just going to take the Boros Reckoner. It's good on defense, and it wins us the game. Hard to ask for more than that, really. Inspired Ultimatum. So that is a good thing with Pyromancer's Goggles. The downside is there's also a Steam Vent in the same pack. So basically, do I think people are going to take the Ultimatum? If I had drafted this cube more, I probably would just take the Steam Vents, because we do have Bloodstained Mire, so that really helps our mana. It's so risky to pass the Ultimatum, but it's really hard to cast. So hopefully nobody takes it. I think I need to take the Steam Vents here because I already have some other blue cards. This is so hard. I wish I had any knowledge of like what this cube is like and how valuable an Ultimatum would be for other people. Because as far as I can tell, I feel like I would be the only one who would want this. But it is really strong. Like, we would gain 10 life, do 10 damage to something, and draw 10 cards. Alright, we're gonna go big. Take the Ultimatum. Ooh, Truefire Captain. Wow, okay, so they really did go deep on Star of Extinction. I kind of wish I had taken Blasphemous Act now. I didn't realize they had all the combo pieces. I think because I was a bit greedy in that pick, although Lightning Bolt, let me think about this. Probably not playing Rankle, Lamia, Puppeteer Click. I don't think I'm playing Bull Assisted at all. I like those things, not playing this. I could get rid of like all these double white cards and be Mardu-ish. I should probably take Watery Grave. It's a bit greedy to pass. Marsh Flats gets black-white, so that can give us Underground Sea, Tundra, Temple Garden, Sacred Foundry, so that does help with the mana a lot. Brash Taunter, wow, they really went deep. So Brash Taunter, whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. Really good with Star of Extinction, but I need the fixing still. Spinning Image, make a token that's a copy of target creature. I think I'm just gonna go for Pilgrim's Eye here. Yeah, just help our mana a little bit. It can like chump block in a pinch. I like that quite a bit. I'm glad I took the Inspired Ultimatum. Ignite the feature. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You can play those cards. And if the spell was cast from a graveyard, you can play the cards this way without paying their mana costs. That's definitely interesting. So basically, if I flash this back, I actually don't have that many spells to get back though. That's the biggest problem, I suppose. What does this do? Trample Haste. When you cycle this, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. And if you cycled this 4 or more times, you get it into play. That is also quite good. I'm not sure what to take here. Till the end of your next turn, you can play those cards. I think I'm going to take Dragon Skull Summit for a little bit better mana because I have 26 total. Yeah, I'll have enough playables. Chandra's Ignition requires a creature. There's a Blood Crypt, Oblivion Ring, Key to the City. I do like Hedron Archive. That does help with casting our more expensive spells. This is a red card. 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and creatures get bigger. Again, this kind of requires having creatures in play, which we obviously are not going to have. I'm just going to take the Blood Crypt. Ooh, Settle the Wreckage. Honestly, at this point, I could probably just splash this Cloud Blazer. I have Tundra, Underground Sea, and this is just a really strong card. Could I splash Settle the Wreckage? How much removal do I actually have? Lightning Helix, Boros Reckoner, Kolaghan's Command. No, I'm going to take Cloud Blazer because it's good with Kolaghan's Command. I need a couple of value creatures to get back. So now we have plenty. And I think I need to wheel one more of these Boros Reckoner type of effects. This is Flying Death Touch, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each different mana cost among non-land cards in your graveyard. That's a lot of things. This is gonna be huge. It's basically gonna be each card in my graveyard. So this is gonna be like a 3 mana 5/5, like towards the late game. And this says odd permanent mana costs do double damage. I do have a lot of 3s. This is hard. I think I'm just gonna take this Sheltered Thicket. Okay, so someone else must have had Blasphemous Act and picked up all these like Start of Extinction type things. I do like Mizzix's Mastery. So you exile target card from your graveyard, and then you copy it without paying the mana cost. So that can let us double cast a whole lot of stuff. Actually, not that much. Living Death gets back creatures that died. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature, you create X 1/1s. I think here, now that I have green, I can just pick up a Knight of Autumn. Okay, ooh, this is actually challenging. There's Truefire Captain, but we also now have Revelark. This is power 2 or less, so Cloudblazer, Pilgrim's Eye, Knight of Autumn, Squee. I think I probably just need to take Truefire Captain. This gives us 2 ways to win the game instead of just 1. Well, now I kind of regret it because now we're getting a Brash Taunter, but I'll still take it. The Indestructible makes this, I think, a little bit better than Truefire Captain. Search your library for a legendary permanent card. I'm gonna take Sisay. I don't really know exactly what she does. I don't want to play against Rurik Thar, so I guess I'll take that. And response is just good removal, right? 5 damage to attacking or blocking creature. I think I'm gonna sideboard it for now, but if I play against an aggressive deck, then I'll take it. And that is one heck of a deck. 22, I think this is definitely an 18 land deck, especially now that I picked up my cycling land. So we're basically there. Like, this deck is good to go, I think. We got quite a few combos, and essentially all we're trying to do is just stay alive until we can cast Start of Extinction. Somehow Start of Extinction is the best card in our deck, and I guess I need to decide if I want to play something like Righteous Confluence or Sunblast Angel. How's my white situation looking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, my white situation is pretty good, so maybe I want Sunblast Angel as a secondary removal spell, and I'll play it instead of Truefire Captain, because now I have 2 very good Star of Extinction win conditions. That seems okay to me. And then again, this is 22 playables with 1 cycling land and just a lot of colors. So one thing we don't want to do is stumble on mana. Do I want a single forest for a single Knight of Autumn? Right now my green sources are Prismatic Lens. I think I do, because I have Prismatic Vista and Pilgrim's Eye. Boom. This is the perfect deck. Perfect deck, perfect mana. Oh man. Let's see how this goes. See you guys round 1. Alright, we're playing against Bob and Mary Zero. That's 2 people. Yeah, I mean, this hand has the combo in it, and we have a little bit of interaction, so I have to keep. Opponent's on what I imagine is aggro, which is totally fine. Our deck's good against aggro, right? We're gonna lead on Swamp. I think my plan is to probably cycle this Sheltered Thicket, given how many lands I have. But I also want to get up to 7 mana quickly, so I guess we'll see. Opponent hits us for 1. And plays a Mire Triton. Okay. Whoa. Double Planeswalkers. Alright, they're no longer aggro. Yeah, given that we drew Temple Garden, I think I'm just going to play Dragon Skull Summit and cycle Sheltered Thicket. That's a lot of mana. Ooh, whoa. Mentor the Meek with a Johnny? Okay, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Take some beats, I'll cycle now, save some time. There we go, Kolaghan's Command. So I'm going to play the land untapped, and I'll just play Forest. I have a couple options. I can Kolaghan's Command the Mentor, but I think what I want to do... I guess killing the Clue is just worse than making them discard, so we'll just do that. We'll see what they play, and then Kolaghan's Command the Mentor on their turn. Yeah, so they were going to... I can either let them draw a card, or kill the Golem. I think I'm going to kill the Golem. This is essentially getting rid of 2 cards. So we're going to make them discard, kill the Mentor. And they're getting denied the card off Blade Splicer, and they're having to discard rather than me killing the 3/3. So I think this is more value. They discard Cavalier of Dawn. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Take for 3, so I'm at 13. I think I'm pretty safe. They have 1 card in hand. I draw my Mire Triton. I think I'm going to use this Chupacabra now and deal with the Golem. And then next turn, I can probably just play the Brash Taunter or go for the Mire Triton. Really depends on what they're doing, but this 1/1 Indestructible can start pinging down all of their creatures. And I'll trade off here. I know I could kill it with the Brash Taunter, but I just don't want to take any more damage than I need to. Well, that was a good draw for them. Yeah, so they either had the cat or the plains as what they needed to draw, and it just lined up perfectly with what they had in hand. That is a big threat. I think we're going to play Mire Triton, because this gains me effectively 4 life because I would have to shock myself to Brash Taunter. And I got rid of Boros Reckoner and Mythos. Both would have been really nice. I'm going to play Sacred Foundry. Fast turn. So I need to survive 2 more turns. Opponent cracks their clue. And I think I am going to... Let's see. If I block a cat, then they're going to attack with their 3/3 next turn. So let's count the damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next turn it'll be 6 again. I think actually it might be better to take it because this threatens the Regal Caracal. Yeah, I'm going to take the damage. Oh, wow. Okay. 2/2. I'm at 9. I think I can hold on here. Ooh, Kaya's Guile. I gain 4 life. And they sack a creature. I think I'm better off playing the Brash Taunter. I need to go above... I need to have more than 2 life because I have to play a land untapped next turn, which I don't like. Right? I have 6 mana. I need to draw an untapped land or stabilize. I think I might be literally 2 life short. So maybe playing or not blocking with the Mire Triton did cost me. I don't care about Dawn of Hope. At least not yet. Uh-oh. No! So I block here. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might go to 1 life here. Okay, this works out. So all of my stuff is going to die, so I don't really care. We're going to kill the 2/2 Vigilance and just block a 1/1 lifelink. We're just max preventing. So the funny thing is my opponent just gained a bunch of life. This is actually kind of problematic. Yeah, this is actually pretty bad because they're going to gain a bunch of life and I'm going to wipe the board and do 20 to them, but they're at 28. So that's not even enough. But I do have Night of Autumn to deal with Dawn of Hope. So that will work. We play this untapped. Star of Extinction, their white source. Do 20 to their face. We go to 3, and then I can hit them for 1 down to 7. It's getting precarious. So Night of Autumn gets to kill Dawn of Hope, and I can still hold up mana for Kaya's Guile. What is this? Uh-oh. Whenever you gain life, put 2 counters on it. Remove 6 counters from it and exile a creature. I don't like that. So we're going to this white, red for Night of Autumn. This costs how much to fight? 3 mana, and that can kill their soldier. Okay, so we played Night of Autumn, and this is going to kill their Dawn of Hope. Play this tapped. Pass turn. Wow, they didn't make a token! Oh, that's actually probably game over now. Alright, they draw Martial Coup. So that kills my Night of Autumn, it also kills Karlov. That was a good draw, but I don't think it's enough. Because I get to kill a soldier with Brash Taunter, and then they still don't have enough to kill me because I have a blocker and I can fight. But that was quite the draw. Funny that I'm facing the life gain deck with my strange combo deck. So we pass turn. So we're going to block and then fight them. So we go to 1 life here. They go to 4. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so I can exile all the cards from their graveyard. And I cannot fetch with Prismatic Vista. I think this is going to end up pretty much in my favor. So I get to play Tundra, pass turn. If they try and reanimate something like Cavalier of Dawn, which would be absurd, we'll be okay. Actually, if they reanimate Cavalier of Dawn, I can just fight it with Brash Taunter and they die. So that's also fine. So we're going to block the Necromancer. Then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I can do all of this. So let's Kaya's Guile with Entwined first. Oh, it does everything? I didn't know it did everything. I need to make sure I preserve red mana for the Brash Taunter. I thought you just chose 2. That's insane. Yeah, so they were actually dead. What I was going to do is block their Necromancer. I take 2, do 2 to their face. And then I fight the 2/2 with this, so it takes 2 more, and then 2 to their face. And that would just be lethal. Okay, so they have a lot of random creatures. Response Resurgence could be good. Yeah, it's just a bit of early interaction. I'm trying to think of what I don't want. I mean, everything here is quite good. I probably don't need this auto generator. I guess on the draw I can get rid of a land. That is quite a few lands. And I'll get rid of, I guess, a mountain. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources. Yeah, that seems okay. So I know I'm going to get a ton of comments saying, Caleb, you sided out a land. But it only matters if I draw the card that I cut the land for. Otherwise, I would have had a one-lander anyway. I kind of want to keep this hand on the draw because I have Cathartic Reunion. And the rest of the hand is actually quite strong. So I think I am going to keep, especially Cathartic Reunion with Squee is quite powerful as well. So as long as I draw any land, we're good to go. Of course I draw Mire Triton. Even if I miss on draw steps a little bit, it won't be that bad. It is Copa Guildmage. Man, they have so much life gain. This is a really tough matchup. Perfect. Temple Garden, untapped. So I think I really want to make sure that I can hit my third land drop. So we're going to Cathartic Reunion, discarding Squee. And I do like the Midnight Clock. It is a little bit hard to cast. In fact, it's the only card I can't cast with my hand currently, aside from Cloud Blazer. Yeah, I'll discard Midnight Clock. There we go. Who needs Midnight Clock when you have Empowered Auto Generator? Dawn of Hope. Okay, so that needs to go. Although they are a bit limited on mana, and I can also just kill it with Mythos of Necrothy or whatever that is. Get back Squee. So I draw a Plains. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card. I mean, that seems really strong for them. And they just have a 2/2. I think we're just going to kill the Dawn of Hope right now. Here. So, wait. Cast with color assistance. Black, green, white. Okay, so now they cannot have any like card draw or nonsense like that, and I'm at a pretty healthy life total. Next turn, I can probably just jam the Empowered Auto Generator. Never mind, they played a Johnny, that's scary. I don't like that. So they just made a Johnny's Pridemate, which I can kill with Ravenous Chupacabra, but I can also kill the Vizkopa Guildmage. It's quite challenging, actually. What do I want to do? So this is going to put me down pretty low. I Chupacabra the Guildmage. They can uptick, gain life, and attack with a Pridemate. Otherwise, I can just play Mire Triton and play Marshflats tapped. That's not as good for my mana next turn, though, because I'm just playing a 2-mana spell on 4 mana. But it does block everything really nicely. So I guess we're going to do that. This is going to fetch Underground Sea. And I'm going to do that before I mill with Mire Triton, because milling Underground Sea would be pretty rough. I also realized it doesn't matter if it enters tap, because it's a dual land. That's Watery Grave that I'm concerned about. So that's fine. We get to do that, and then play Mire Triton. Gain a bit of life, and now I have a blocker for a Johnny's Pridemate. I milled Kolaghan's Command, and I milled 2 good cards with Pyromancer's Goggles. Kolaghan's Command here would have been absolutely insane with the goggles. I would have been able to like Chupacabra something and then block and then it's fine, it's fine. So they Banishing Light my Mire Triton. Okay. This is getting a little rough. Because they're about to gain a bunch of life. Right? You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of planeswalkers. Yeah, we might be in trouble. I think, unfortunately, I just have to Chupacabra the Guildmage, because if they double activate Guildmage and then uptick a Johnny, I would lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would go to 1 life. So I think I'm pretty much dead here. Kill the Guildmage. Really sweet life gain deck from the opponent, though. Yep. So those are now 3/3s. So I take 6. It's not completely over. Next turn I'm going to take 8, unless I double block something. Mentor the Meek is okay. Their deck is really good though. I like it a lot. Sheltered Thicket. So unfortunately I cannot afford to play the goggles. I'm just going to play Cloud Blazer and hope for the best. Night of Autumn can help a little bit. I don't think I have time to cycle, so I'm just going to play the land. I have quite a few spells, and really the way I lose this is not being able to deploy my hand in time. So I just want to make sure I have maximum mana next turn. This might be doable. Oh, they killed their Ajani. That's probably bad. They probably have a life gain spell in hand. Yeah, they almost certainly have a way to gain life here. But I have to play into it, because if they just messed up, then I could win. But, oh, okay. Now you're talking. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Somehow, somehow we're still in this. We're gonna go with Atris, and I still have mana available for Night of Autumn. Okay. Brash Taunter versus the World. I don't think I need Brash Taunter. Prismatic Lens, Blood Crypt. Okay. Not the best, but also not too bad. Now we get to play Night of Autumn. And that's going to kill Banishing Light, I think. Yeah, that's going to kill Banishing Light, which gives us back Mire Triton. We gain 2. We mill 2. We milled Starve Extinction and Kaya's Guile. Milling a lot of our good cards here. One way we could lose this is decking. I don't understand our opponent's Ajani play, but I guess we'll find out what's going on. They swing out. So we're going to Death Touch a 3/3, and then double block a 3/3, and then put the 3/2 on the 2/2. So this is trading off our boards, and even if they play a pump spell, like one life gain spell, we're okay. This overblocks, and I could have like saved one creature here. Well, that's a problem. That creature I saved would not have been able to beat Gisela, that's for sure. Boros Reckoner. Yeah, we actually just died to that. Alright, game 3. I think Righteous Confluence exiles enchantments. Yeah, they did have quite a few enchantments. This goes here. I think I'm gonna get rid of Empowered Auto Generator. It is a lot worse than I thought it was. I don't know, in my head, I really like some type of exponential growth like that. Or cumulative growth, I guess it's not exponential. Well, I will keep this hand even though it's quite bad. Because a single blue, red, or white source unlocks it. Famous last words. So I'm just going to lead on Dragon Skull Summit because it gives me the most opportunity going forward. If Wasteland was in the format, this would be 100% wrong, but I don't know if it is. Okay, so now I at least have a way to interact. What is this? Mardu Triome. Okay. Charming Prince. That's a good one. Well, this is about what I expected. So I can kill creatures for 3 mana. I can Response Resurgence to do 5 damage to Charming Prince when they attack. They even have Vault of the Archangel? Holy cow. Ah, this is rough. I think I need to take this opportunity. No, I'll take 2. Mentor of the Meek. I think I'm just going to Mythos the Mentor now. I don't really want them getting extra card draw. Alright, blue. Okay, Pilgrim's Eye is perfect actually. So, I need to decide on what color I'm getting here. Common problem. Is the ability yes. So if I get white, that really only unlocks Boros Reckoner. And white's a lot more common, so I'm going to get blue and play that. Yeah, because Boros Reckoner, white or red unlock it. And I think just casting Atris will be pretty nice next turn. And they play Gisela, so I think... Okay, I draw Blood Crypt. So I can Blood Crypt untapped, play Midnight Clock, and still be able to response kill the Gisela. That seems kind of nice. We'll do that. Midnight Clock. It's a little bit more damage than I would have liked, but we're still at 14. We're going to go down to 12, and then we're going to have quite a bit of card draw. And this is why I saved the response for Gisela, because that card is very hard for my deck to deal with. I have to say, their deck is very good, though. Like, it's quite scary. And this way now, if I draw an untapped land, in fact, I might even be able to find an untapped land. I can go Atris into Boros Reckoner, because I have this 4, and then an untapped red or white source would do it off of Atris. But if I just draw a land for turn, then I can use that to cast Atris. Ooh, okay. Well, they turned their 4/3 First Striker into a 4/4 non-lifelink. So I think that exchange is still okay. We're going to save Pilgrim's Eye to probably block the Angel. Get some more Midnight Clock equity. And our opponent is missing land drops. Lightning Helix? No! It was a 4/3! Oh, that's rough. I think we're going to go for Max Greed here and play Atris. I guess this isn't even Max Greed. This is the only castable spell in my hand. Because I can't even Lightning Helix here. Watery Grave, I'll take pile 2. Temple Garden is actually pretty good. And if... Wow, I can actually win next turn, right? Red, red, white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. If they don't gain life here, I win off of... Well, if they don't kill Boros Reckoner either, I win off of Star of Extinction. That's glorious. I feel like they split that weird. I think they wanted to show me Temple Garden, because I already had Watery Grave stuff. Alright, just don't gain life, and don't kill my Reckoner. Actually, gaining life is fine, because I have Lightning Helix eventually. Just don't kill my Reckoner. I don't know what that does. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Then you exile her or up to 1 target creature, and then you get it back. I've never seen that Kaya before, but she seems actually very strong. So we're going to chump block here. I don't want to die. At the beginning of the next upkeep, we get it back. So we're just going to discard Knight of Autumn. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double red. Star of Extinction's lethal. Yeah! Boom! I'm not even going to attack first, because this is 20 damage to the face. 20 to the face. It's so satisfying getting an exact kill. Could they have gained life? They could have gained life too. That's funny. Oh, I love it so much. Got that one. See you guys next round. Alright, we're playing against Jekyll MTG5. This hand seems acceptable. In fact, this hand seems very good. And our opponent mulliganed? Yes, please. It's a bit of an I don't even know what my mouth was doing there. It's a bit of an unorthodox hand, but that's the deck we drafted, right? Ooh, opponent's got good fixing. Hopefully they're locked on like all removal. Do I want to hold up Lightning Helix? I think so. Make our opponent a little bit scared here by shocking. The fact that they didn't play anything on 1 or 2 makes me think life total might not matter. But what could matter is the tempo hit of like, say they resolve a good creature here and then I want to like play Midnight Clock or Pilgrim's Eye to unlock my blue mana. Oh wow, their fixing's great. Abyssin's Pilgrim. I think I want to just Lightning Helix that. Deny my opponent 1 mana here. And I can Watery Grave untapped to get down a Midnight Clock. That seems alright. Next turn I have a couple options. I can set up for Empowered Auto Generator. It's very slow, but I love it. Tireless Tracker. Okay, I'm going to Kolaghan's Command the Tracker, I think. They missed a land drop too. It could have been intentional. Do I want to draw step it? I guess there's no need. We're just going to 2 damage to any target, make them discard. No need to risk it by casting this on their draw step. Because if they counter it and then start getting cards off tracker, that's really bad. And they're missing land drops, so we want to punish this as much as possible. Hostage Taker stealing my Midnight Clock. Not even chill. I really don't want them to have that, actually. So as much as I don't like it, I think I do have to kill that. Yeah, because I don't want them casting my Midnight Clock. They're already missing land drops, and Midnight Clock represents late game inevitability because it just means I'm going to get a fresh 7 and they will not. But they keep drawing lands, so this could be bad. Prime Speaker Vanifar. That's okay because we can Sunblast Angel. Boros Reckoner. So can I double spell here with the Pilgrim's Eye? I think I can. Yeah, it's better to cast Pilgrim's Eye into the Reckoner here, because if I just top deck the thing that does 20, I just win immediately. Use the ability, and we're just gonna get a... I have double white, I have a lot of black, blue is fine, double red, so I think I'm gonna get the extra red. Play that, play the Reckoner, red, white, red. Yeah, okay. Empowered Auto Generator, much slower than I thought. I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of people making fun of me for this. It seemed cool. I thought I knew what I was doing. Also, this artwork is like fantastic. I really like that. Actually, I really like all of these, although they seem very pixelated. I don't know if like they're loading low-res versions of them or something. So I think we're gonna go cycle this sheltered thicket. No, actually, I'm just gonna cast this. Get some manas going and hit them for 1. And I guess there really is no reason to not cycle this now, unless I want to give Boros Reckoner first strike. Uh-oh, if this is a creature, we could be in trouble, because that's 6 mana, and they could 2-drop a 7-drop like Elish Norn, who does not tap when she attacks. Okay, that's still quite frustrating. They're going to kill the Boros Reckoner, and then 2-drop a 3-drop? Oh, right. If they hit Boros Reckoner... I don't know about that, actually. Okay, so we're just going to Sunblast Angel down the Prime Speaker. That seems pretty straightforward to me. Ooh, so tap this for white, then play Prismatic Lens, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this costs 6. Yeah, so this works. Sunblast Angel, kill Prime Speaker, hit them for 3. You know, this deck's actually not that bad. I thought it was memeing, but we're kind of doing it here. Maybe not. That's a lot of mana. Okay, so they get back my Pilgrim's Eye, sure. I'm about to assemble infinite mana and infinite cards. So, does this get exiled? Yes. So if I block, basically then when Puppeteer Click dies, they can get it back. I think that's fine. I'd rather just not take the damage. Draw land. And I think we can go pretty deep here. I'm going to attack with Boros Reckoner. In fact, I don't really see a reason to not attack with both. You can give this first strike. Maybe they really needed that one extra mana. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was wrong. Giving them that one extra land is probably not worth it. We get to play Squee. I guess I'll just cast Squee here, right? Just add double red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can still cast Kai's Guile with Entwine. Yeah, I feel silly about giving them extra land. I can also put this up to 11, and then I'll refill my hand on my upkeep. So it's hard to imagine that there's too much that they can do. The Great Henge is okay. That's also not that bad. Although this gains them life, right? Yeah, they gain 2 life every turn. I'll take this. I think we're just going to go for the instant win here and fully level up Midnight Clock rather than casting Mirri's Guile. An hour counter. An hour counter. And then next turn it goes up to 12. And I just refresh my hand. Oh, I should float a mana. Oh, it's too late. Oh, this is going to get really dirty for opponent. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to Pyromancer's Goggles. This is going to add a bunch of red. Then I'm going to Kolaghan's Command, killing Great Henge and making them discard their hand. Yeah, we're living the dream here. Red, black, red. My follow-up play is going to be Atris, which I can also cast. Yeah, so we're going to... Does it copy the modes? I think it copies the modes, so I might have to kill my own Prismatic Lens. Okay, in that case, I can kill the Great Henge with Knight of Autumn this turn, and we'll just kill their creatures. So 2 damage to any target and make them discard. So they discard, and we will probably just shoot down their Incubation Druid. Yeah, because I think the modes are the same. Yeah, so we're just going to double do this. Okay, so we really knocked out their hand. Then we play Knight of Autumn. This is going to kill the Great Henge. Okay, we did it! That was quite a decisive victory. And they don't even know about our like sweet combos we got coming up. Okay, so they appear to be a bit controlling. And what does that make me want to do? Keep my deck exactly the same and submit it? Or put in Rankle? Yeah, I think on the draw, we're going to go down a land again. And it's just going to be cutting a mountain again. Oh boy. Do I keep this hand? Yeah, of course I do. You don't draft this deck to not keep this hand. This isn't a stream for cowards. Oh my gosh. We just need like a couple good draws. And by a couple, I mean like every single turn drawing a land here. But oh man, look how good this card is. This just solved all of our mana woes. 3 turns, and then we can cast a Boros Reckoner. Look how easy that is. And there's the Underground Sea. I guess I play that. I can actually wow, this deck is so good. Turn 3 Empowered Auto Generator. Game over. Opponent does nothing. Oh man, if they don't counter this, please don't counter this thing. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Yes! They didn't do anything! What is happening over there? Sometimes your opponents just let you do stuff, you know? Rankle costs 4 only? I guess we play Rankle. I don't really want to make them draw cards though. Just play Atris. Yeah, we'll just play Atris, because I do want to hit a land. I'm almost always going to take the pile of 2. Well, in this case, the pile of 1 seems quite good. Or the pile of 2. Okay, I think they got rid of Brash Taunter, I guess, because they can't deal with it. But I just wanted the mana, because my hand is absolutely insane. And I have Boros Reckoner anyway, so that doesn't matter too much. I'm very curious, like, why they kept this hand. So now we get to Rankle away their Prime Speaker. Tap this for whatever. I guess I will fetch with Marsh Flats. I think I have a black-red duel. Blood Crypt. I have a good bit of black. I think I want Sacred Foundry. Yeah, red or white seems better. K2 life, no. And I think this game's actually over. Alright, so this is going to be double black. Then I can cast Squee or Knight of Autumn. Cast Rankle. Oh, actually, yeah, we're going to do this. And then play Squee and sacrifice Squee to Rankle. And this has Menace, so they can't even block Atris anyway. Yeah. Okay, so what do I want to do? Put this trigger onto the stack. Each player sacrifices a creature. I kind of want to just make them discard a card too, but I think this is fine. We'll just get rid of Squee. Next turn I can start discarding with Squee every turn. Yeah, we did it. See you guys in the finals. All right, we're here in the finals against Monkey Butlers. What an appropriate name. We're going first. This hand is... yeah, we're 1 land away and we're running 18 land for a reason. We have the combo of Goggles, Star of Extinction. What's not to like? So I'm going to lead on Sacred Foundry tapped. I don't actually want to fetch with Bloodstained Mire because I want to maximize the number of lands in my deck. I have 2 draw steps to hit a 3rd land, and even if I miss, it's not the worst thing ever, but obviously I'm a champion, so I just draw land perfectly. And then Bloodstained Mire is going to get Underground Sea, probably. Mindstone. See, this opponent knows how to play the game. Oh, I don't even have to... No, I do have to fetch, because I need blue. Yeah, this actually enables a turn 4 Cloud Blazer. Yeah, because I need the blue Underground Sea. Midnight Clock. Next turn. I could also, depending on what my opponent does, play Pyromancer's Goggles, and then set up for a double Star of Extinction just as like double Stone Rain. Like if they miss a land drop here and don't do anything. They didn't, so I'll probably wait, but that would be pretty sweet. Ooh, okay. I'm going to try and hit more lands, so we're going to play Cloud Blazer. I would also much rather have Cloud Blazer get countered than Pyromancer's Goggles, given that I have Lightning Helix and Star of Extinction. This deck is unbelievable. Nightpack Ambusher. So if they don't cast a spell, they make a wolf, and then their wolves get bigger. Okay. I don't care about that really because I have Star of Extinction and Sunblast Angel, and it kind of just makes them not want to cast spells on their turn. The problem with it though is it means they're not casting spells on their turn. Alright, we're gonna go for the Goggles, hope for the best, and we're gonna hold up Sacred Foundry because I want to be able to Lightning Helix. They resolved. Okay. I'm just gonna hold back Cloud Blazer here. We'll see what they do. They might kill the Goggles. Yeva, Nature's Herald. I can cast green creature spells with Flash. That's also fine. They're just gonna get hit by a Sunblast Angel. So I think I'm going to chump. And then I would rather have get a 2/2 green wolf. I'm basically deciding which I would rather kill. And I guess it's Yeva. And then I could play it very safe. I kind of like playing it very safe here. We're going to Lightning Helix, targeting the wolf. And then we're going to hit Yeva for 3. This forces them to commit more to the board or cast a spell on their turn if they want to trigger night. If they, like, basically they don't get the Nightpack Ambusher trigger. And if they don't cast anything, that's also great. Oh, jeez. So, alright. But they did cast a spell on their turn. I'm at 8. They bounced my Midnight Clock? Wait, that makes less sense than bouncing my Goggles. So I can Sunblast Angel and kill everything except for the Nightpack Ambusher? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, bouncing Midnight Clock was actually kind of troublesome. I have 7 mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can double Star of Extinction and give them just 4 total mana. I think it's better in my interest to just cast the Angel now and then just set up for the Boros Reckoner kill next turn because it's just a 5/5. Well, it's going to be a 4/4 soon. 3/3? I think it's a 4/4. Yeah. So they need a way to kill my Sunblast Angel, and if they do that, they don't get a wolf. Then I'm going to create 2 blockers and gain 2 life, and they need to kill my Boros Reckoner. I think we'll be okay. Fights up to 1 target creature. When it attacks, destroy target artifact. That's pretty good. So now I'm taking 4. This might not work because if they get to attack, they can kill my Goggles. Oh, we're so close. I'm at 4 life. 4 life's very low. What does this do? They can activate an ability. That's not a human. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're just gonna kill 2 lands. They have 2 cards in hand. And then we just gotta get Star of Extinction off of Midnight Clock. I guess that's the game plan. And I'm not playing around days because I don't want to shock myself. And we're going to kill this island that's untapped. Pretty good. Just one turn too quick from the opponent. But double Stone Rain will be good. Ravaging Ooze. No! There goes our win condition. So that's going to get absolutely massive. Alright. What am I doing here? I guess it involves Midnight Clock, Atris. I guess Boros Reckoner blocks Scavenging Ooze pretty nicely too. How do I do that? Blue. Tap like this for Midnight Clock. And then I do this to cast Mire Triton. Or Boros Reckoner. Yeah, I think this works. Boros Reckoner. Pretty good card. And then we cast Mire Triton. This gives them more ooze targets, but they only have 2 green mana, so it's not that bad. Like, they have plenty of ooze targets anyway. Complicate. Counter target spell unless I pay 3. Fair enough. I still have Boros Reckoner with First Strike available, though. So I guess if they have a bounce spell, I die because they can bounce my Reckoner and then double pump the ooze. Okay, so they're starting eating things with the ooze. Also, a fight effect would also kill me. But most of those are green. Okay. I'll block. So now we're trading. There's no real reason to give this First Strike. Kill the ooze. Alright, board is clear. Midnight Clock, active. Atris, good card. This can still... No, I do have blue mana that way. Let's cast Atris. I guess we'll play around Convolute or something, I don't know. Atris is very good. It's like consistently between 1 and 2 card draw for 4 mana. It's like a 4 mana Muldrifter almost. Kaya's Guile versus 2 cards. I'm just gonna take the 2. Not the best. Good split from the opponent. Kaya's Guile doesn't really do a whole lot here anyway, so I figured there was a chance it could have been 2 really good cards, and they were trying to convince me they were bad. And it's really not even that bad, because I can start getting blue mana with this to level up my Midnight Clock. But I'm at 4 life, so that is really precarious. There's like any number of flyers they could just cast that would kill me. Voracious Hydra is not... Oh, it's exactly lethal, isn't it? I think I got greedy and didn't take Kaya's Guile. That's on me. Knight of Autumn. So with the Knight I can gain some life. I think that's probably best. Let me think. So I can gain 4 life with Knight of Autumn, and then I'll basically go to 2 off of their Hydra attack. And how many times can I level up Midnight Clock? 2, 3. Let's say I use this on Knight. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can level it up 3 times. That's not that much. Basically, I can play Knight of Autumn as a 4-3, and then I can try and double block the Hydra. I should have just kept Kaya's Guile. I can double block the Hydra, or I can just try and survive. I think we're going to go for the optimal play here. If they had a removal spell, right, let me do the math again. I can level it up once, twice, 3 times. That puts it at 7, 8, 9. That's just not enough. So we're just going to cast this as a 4-3. Play our land, last turn. It tells them what's in hand, but I think they knew about that card anyway. So we die to any pump spell, kill spell, removal, bounce. But if they don't have it, we're in actually okay shape. I guess we're also dead to a follow-up creature, but that was even more true with the other Knight play. So I think this could work. I followed a 3. Okay, now we're dead to any 3-power creature. No, it was a really good 3-power creature. Oh no, that's bad. That one's not so good for us. Right, start leveling up the clock. Level this again. Level this up again. Okay, it goes to 8, it goes to 9. Prismatic Lens is not it. I guess it's in my best interest to just do this now, right? And I gotta redraw something like a Lightning Helix, probably. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'll have a little bit of mana. Go blue, blue, white. So what is left in my deck that I can draw? That'll be 3. I'm gonna spend 3 more mana here, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. So what mana do I want to keep available? Chupacabra mana would be ideal. I think I want to keep open Temple Garden as well. So let's just tap this now, because I want double black. I guess I don't want this island. This locks me out of really using my green mana for Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn's not even that good here anyway, so I guess I will tap my Temple Garden. And this means I can still cast Chupacabra, Lightning Helix, and other things. Okay. Alright, deck. Give us the goods. Chupacabra. Oh, I have a lot of things that do this. Yeah, I have quite a few things that work. I'm just going to use Mythos now because we're going to Inspired Ultimatum. I guess I'll play around Spell Pierce. Cast Mythos. Kill this. Oh, color support means... Okay, never mind. Just cast and kill this. I thought color support meant it just like kept track of things. Fast turn. And then Inspired Ultimatum should just seal the deal. They don't do anything. Yes. Tundra is kind of perfect here. I'm gonna have to discard a lot of cards to hand size, but that's okay, right? So this is gonna add red, I suppose? No, we'll use this to add blue. Blue, 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 red, white, white, red, red. Cast this. Target player gains 5 life. So the first one is me to gain 5 life. 5 damage to any target. Then I draw 2 cards. 5 cards. Let's go. Yeah, we did it! Okay, we're up a game. They didn't even let me resolve it. That's so frustrating. But I mean, I'm sure people were memeing on this deck in the beginning, but it has really showed its worth. The consistent strategy of side out lands on the draw is also quite strong. Rankle seems good against a deck that's kind of based around a couple chunky creatures. This hand's really bad. Like, it does have Sunblast Angel, so if I survive, I can get there, and any red or white lets me cast Boros Reckoner, but it's really bad. I'm gonna mulligan this one, actually. Much better. Much, much better. This is just a lot of removal and Rankle. I think this deck probably wants Cloud Blazer, because if I'm casting Sunblast Angel... Yeah, I think I want Cloud Blazer, because this hand already has a good bit of removal in it. And if I'm casting Sunblast Angel, I'm probably dying anyway. Like, I have other effects that do similar things. I'm just going to lead on Dragon Skull Summit. I don't know if Wasteland is in this format. I'm going to play as if it isn't. It seems kind of silly to put Wasteland in a format that's literally called Living the Dream. Well, there's Kaya's Guile, and it is castable. Probably going to Edict away. They're going to play Tireless Tracker, then play a land. Then I'll Edict it with Kaya's Guile. Wow, look at this guy. He knows what's up. Yep, so we killed that, which is actually pretty good. They do get 1 card draw. I cannot cast Night of Autumn, okay. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Wait, you can just choose 2 anyway? I did not know that one. Okay. I'm gonna make a Spirit rather than gaining 4 life, I think. Kaya's Guile is much better than I thought it was. I thought it was choose 1, and then if you pay the Entwine, you can choose 2, but that is just not at all how that card works. And making the Spirit there is so that if I draw a land, I can Rankle to make them sacrifice another creature that might play. What is this? Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. Wow, their deck is all in on Flash. Did not draw a land, which I don't like. Attack for 1. A land there would have been pretty unbeatable, I think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass turn. And I think I'm going to try and convince them to try and flash something in. And then I'm going to Mythos of Nethroi on their end step so that they've used their mana. What is this? Or I might just kill this. If they equip an attack, I'll also just kill the Wave Break Hippo. So this is whenever it attacks or deals damage. Attack. Okay. So we're just going to kill the Hippo then. Forget everything I said. I was hoping to try and like convince them to like wait until the end of turn, flash stuff in, draw cards, but I got a bit of value anyway, especially if they don't have a follow-up. They only have 2 cards in hand. I draw a land. Okay. I mean, Rankle it up. Discard Squee. This seems very good to me. This trigger on this stack. So we definitely want to discard. I don't know if we want to draw. Their board state is a little bit scary. I think we do. We'll discard and then draw, because we're going to discard Squee. And they crack their clue to get more information. Squee plus Rankle. So jank, but it actually is working quite well in these matchups. They discard a land, and I draw a blue source for the other friend. Okay. Yeah, this is going well. Don't play the big gorilla. I gotta stop calling it. It's... Okay, Voracious Hydra. That kills Rankle, or it becomes a 10-6, but 10-6 is a terrible idea, so it kills Rankle. Not the end of the world. Rankle got us a little bit of value. We'll get back Squee. So I think I can take a hit off the Hydra because I get to double spell next turn, and that's just so much more efficient to play Cloud Blazer here instead of what I was saying is I could also play Boros Reckoner and then block the Hydra and like trade off, but that just seems bad, you know? And now I could do something like Pilgrim's Eye into Night of Autumn. They can equip the sword to Voracious Hydra. Not a big fan of that. And I can't even Inspired Ultimatum kill the Hydra now. But I'm only at 13. They only have 2 cards in hand. They didn't even do anything. They might flash something in. So I can go to 11, play Temple Garden. They could also have that Convolute card that counters unless I pay 3? Or is it 4? I don't know. I think I want to resolve Boros Reckoner and Knight of Autumn. So I'm going to play this untapped. Red, red, white for the Reckoner. Because this is the one I want to resolve more. Then we'll play Knight of Autumn. And now they're going to counter this unless I pay 1. Yep, they cycle. Oh, they just cast it? Wait. They could have drawn a card, but that's fine. So that's why I did that sequencing, to play around and complicate. So they get to keep Knight. And I'm not going to be blocking with these dudes, so I guess I attack. Because one other win condition could be a Inspired Ultimatum win condition. Like, they're at 9, this does 5, this does 3. Actually, yeah, I don't think they can attack with Voracious Hydra now. If they attack with the Hydra, Boros Reckoner can do 6 to their face, and then they die in the air. Interesting. How's my mana casting Inspired Ultimatum looking? I think I'm short blue mana. I love this attack from them. It's super bold. So I can put them dead to my current board state. Inspired Ultimatum, I can cast very soon though, and I'm already in a really good spot. I think the thing I'm scared of is the big gorilla, but am I beating the gorilla anyway is the question. I want to look up what that is. So it's a 7/6 without reach that fights. So it doesn't have trample either, but this has trample. I think I go face and force them to have it. This also makes Inspired Ultimatum. Oh, never mind. I just I forgot how trample worked. That was bad. I forgot how trample worked. Yeah, they have. I've called like literally every single play they've made, by the way. But I just I forgot how trample worked. I don't think there was a winning line for me regardless. I guess just taking the damage. Yeah, I'm 1 blue mana short, I believe, because there's red, 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 white, white. Oh, I guess I'm not just dead. This is gonna attack and kill my Pilgrim's Eye. That's okay. Yeah, actually I'm not just dead. I might still be able to close this one. Doesn't grant trample. This doesn't have trample. I'm gonna grab Island. Play Island in case they have like another Daze. Play Squee. And I will be attacking with the Spirit. This puts me dead to a removal spell. But if I block with the Spirit, I'm dead anyway. So I'm taking 6 trample, and Kogla is going to attack and kill Pilgrim's Eye. They only had 1 card in hand. So if they don't have the ability to kill Squee, I do win off Inspired Ultimatum, unless they have a counter spell. The attack with the Spirit did kind of give it away, but I don't know if there's that much they can do about it. Do I get to block? I think I do. Please. Okay, we get Squee back. I get to go Mountain, Inspired Ultimatum targeting them. Or no, whoa. I gain 5 damage to them. That's very confusing. So we can go white, white, red, 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 blue, blue. Please? Yeah! Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. This deck was really good. I know there's a lot of people who commented during the drafting portion, so here you go. I never once drew Chromatic Orrery. I never saw it. That would have been so good in my deck. Well, it was. I just never got to cast it. I never even got to see it. There you go. This is what a 3-0 deck looks like. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to be drafting a lot of this cube. It seems right up my alley. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing because I like making it and I want to keep making more. See you guys then.